Okay. Oh, there it is. This might be a short one. Oh, you're frozen again, so that might be me. You're completely.
Is it you or me?
I don't know.
Okay.
I started from scratch. I shut the computer down. It's been shut down for a week. Completely shut down. I'm starting from scratch, so
I just restarted my computer.
So I'm gonna start. I just reset the settings. Let's see if I'm on the website. I completely restarted. So,
you know what? You should send me a link. You want to send me like a link because I was using the other link.
Why?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send you a link to.
I was using the link that was
the permanent link.
Yeah, the permanent link.
Why, you want another one?
I don't know. Maybe it'll stop the herky jerky. I don't know. If you want, if this is okay, then I'll keep this.
You're herky jerky. There's no doubt about that. And now, of course, I just shut that off. Hold on.
I'm holding.
Paste. Sent. Radio. You gotta restart this.
Yeah, I'll leave. I'll come back in.
It better not be me. This computer has been completely powered off for over a week. And if it is, then we got really big problems. Like proper problems. This won't start.
Do you want a man for president who's seasoned through and through, but not so doggone seasoned that he won't try something new? A man who's old enough to know
and young enough to do.
Well, it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you. But it's Kennedy, 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 Kennedy for me. Kennedy, 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 Kennedy. Do you want a man with spirit who is not afraid to fight?
A man whose record shows that he will fight for what is right.
A loyal man who'll bring the job a fresh new point of view. Well, it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you. Cause it's Kennedy, 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 Kennedy for me. Kennedy,
Kennedy, Kennedy, Kennedy.
And do you deny to any man the right he's guaranteed to be elected president, no matter what his creed?
It's promised in the Bill of Rights to which we must be true.
So it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you. And it's Kennedy, 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 Kennedy for me. Kennedy, 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 Kennedy. Do you like a man who answers straight, a man who's always fair? We'll measure him against the others, and when you compare, you'll cast your vote for Kennedy and the change that's overdue. So it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you. Yes, it's Kennedy, 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 Kennedy for me. Kennedy, 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 Kennedy,
Welcome, welcome, welcome from my humble second bedroom here in the Saucon Valley, part of the Lehigh Valley, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, part of these United States. For now, I don't even know what to say. North American continent, Western Hemisphere, on this planet Earth, the only one we have. Third rock from the sun, the Terran solar system, part of the Milky Way galaxy. This is TKE Tonight, the Kennedy Effect Tonight, live with you for the 3rd of December, 2024. I'll tell you what, this is really pretty awful because, my goodness, so obviously we haven't been with you for quite a while, like a week, like literally a week, save for 1 hour. We have not been with you for a week. So this computer has been shut down for an entire week. So I started from scratch tonight, which means that everything should have gone really quite smoothly. Needless to say, it is not. And I am extremely behind on all of the sharing. The GCPR software does not appear to be working at all. If this doesn't tell you all why we keep asking you for help with a new computer, I really don't know what to say. I don't know what to say other than that. Just nothing seems to be working properly. But we're here still at the same time, for whatever that's worth. Here we are, trying to slug away, do what we do. But I can't I can't seem to get on at all, really. So, for whatever that's worth, I can't get on. Yep, can't get on. So, what can I say? And I have 1,000 places to share. I haven't done that. What a great start. What a great start. Here's what I can tell you, is that we're here and we're alive, and that we very, very much hope that you had just an excellent holiday week and holiday weekend, and that just you and yours were able to enjoy and have a great time with each other, talk and share, and just be together and talk to each other, and just all of it. I hope you were able to reconnect. I hope you were able to just do all of the things that families are supposed to do in a holiday or on a holiday. And maybe, it wasn't all that easy with crazy Uncle Larry, having a go at you about the election, or maybe it wasn't easy lamenting what happened over the election with friends and family who maybe felt the same way you did, such as it was with our family, who are genuinely worried about the future and about what might be coming. And at least in my opinion, what is coming. And it's interesting to hear the genuine fear and trepidation and hesitancy and concern for our nation from friends and family. They don't know what's coming. We visited a number of small businesses over the weekend. They don't know what's coming. I have talked to friends who are real estate agents. They don't know what's coming. And none of that is good. None of it. Now look, shaking up the establishment and, not letting your enemies exactly know where you're coming from, and these ridiculous catchphrases and these red meat sort of ridiculousness that seems to excite the base. And it's all well and good, but there is a country to run. There's still a society that has to be thought of. And I can tell you, not all of it, by the way. Half the country is wallowing in victory. And, the pigs are flopping about in the mud. The other half is genuinely trepidatious and fearful for what is to come. And I don't blame them, because I don't know what to tell them. And I think, honestly, if I'm going to sit in this chair and try to do something like this, you take a position, you put onto yourself a a mantle, if you will. And I'm not even sure that that's the right way to say it. You assume a position that, by addressing you through this medium, that I must know what I'm talking about. I don't always. I'm not smarter than any of you. I'm sure as hell not better than any of you. I am working poor, just like many of you. So I wish I had all the answers. I wish I knew exactly what to tell you to make you feel better, but I don't. I think that's just going to have to shake itself out. I think we'll know a hell of a lot more, probably by summer. I don't think it's going to take too darn long for us to know what's coming. I don't think it's going to take too long. I think by next summer, we'll have a very good idea of what's to come, of what our country is going to look like or not look like. And I would start, to tell you the truth, with one and I'm blanking on the congressman's name there is a Republican House member from Texas. No shocker there. Someone will Google it, of course, and they'll tell me, as you should, by the way. Should always correct me when there's something that I don't know. But someone will tell me. Probably George or Randall. Somebody will tell me. There's a Republican House member, and I'm almost certain he's from Texas. It might actually be Florida as well. Who's already introduced a piece of legislation for the new Congress that takes over in January to abolish the Department of Education. Right as Project 2025 tells us is the plan. So it's coming. So there's two big, and that scares people because even the folks on the left side of the aisle who may have thought to themselves, there's no way that this is coming. It can't be that bad. The people who would just simply brush this off as doom scrolling are now beginning to see, just with the cabinet picks alone, oh yeah, it is coming. Oh yes, it is. It's coming. Yes, it is. It's coming. And to kind of illustrate that, I want to get into two big stories from today. Because I think looking in, well, actually, I did that exactly backward, didn't I? Looking backward, looking back, I did that backward. As I told you, I'm just a human being. I'm really not all that smart. I'm not any better or smarter than any of the rest of you. I may have been doing this a lot longer, and I'm certainly not nervous being behind this mic. I've been on radio since I was a teenager. On TV since I was a teenager. Involved in politics since I was 5 years old. And this family, of course, being a distant member of this family, certainly has been involved in for much longer. But the blood still flows. So I'm not any smarter or better than any of you. So sometimes I still screw up, and I completely screwed up my wording right there, didn't I? I want to look outside our borders for our top story. But I want to look outside of our borders as an allegory and hopefully as a lesson for what very well may happen inside our borders. But first, let me get to the business end of the program. You are watching and listening to TKE Tonight, the Kennedy Effect Tonight, for the 3rd of December, 2024. We are live right now on the Facebook pages of Ghost Claw Productions, the TCP Media Group, Our Revolution Pennsylvania, my own Facebook page, Jeff Kennedy, and of course, our home group Facebook page for all things that surround our program, That Other Side of Information. And we invite you, if you are not already, to be a member of our home group Facebook page, That Other Side of Information. It is also the name of our YouTube channel, where we are live. YouTube.com/That Other Side of Information. We are live right now on YouTube. That Other Side of Information, which I forgot to share to the Ghost Claw YouTube, come to think of it. I should have done that. We are live right now on YouTube. YouTube, always the best place. Always, always, always the best place to keep up with our program. If there's anything that you ever miss, YouTube, always the best place to go back and find it. If you miss any of the program, if you miss parts of it, especially our long Sunday programs, always the best place. If we are ever live on the air, if we ever record anything, YouTube is the best place to do it. YouTube.com/That Other Side of Information. We are live right now on our Twitch, which is Jeff R in the middle there, Kennedy. And we are live on LinkedIn at Jeff Kennedy as well. The audio of the program blasting around the globe. I finally got that fixed at gcpr.live, gcpr.live, Ghost Claw Productions Radio.live. Our website, recently redesigned by Gilbert, is beautiful. It is free, and it is very, very simple to use. As soon as the web page opens, you are listening, and if you're not listening for some reason, go to the upper right-hand corner, I think it is. There is a play button right there. Click on it, and you can listen. And you can click on that and start listening. My grammar is all over the place tonight. You may be noticing, I am certainly noticing on my end of things, that George is freezing and kind of glitchy and on and off. I think this particular computer may be reaching the end of its life. We are simply trying to get through the holidays with this computer. We think we know which computer to purchase, and we are simply trying to get enough money to do that. Please go to the Facebook group, go to the featured tab. There is a GoFundMe there. We have dramatically lowered the amount of money we are requesting. We have found much less expensive solutions to our problems. We hope that you will check it out and be able to help us. We were originally asking for $10,000. We have lowered that all the way to, I think, $1,500, 1500, down from $10,000, and we think we can solve all of our problems. So clearly, I've always told you before, I'm not looking for any money to take a trip, pay off my mortgage, buy a car, any of that. Strictly for radio equipment. Can't do much else with $1,500, $1,500 other than radio equipment. I hope you'll check out the GoFundMe. It's at our Facebook group, That Other Side of Information, featured tab. Read it. If you can help, great. If you can't, I perfectly understand. And we hope that you will do exactly that you will be able to help us out, and we will get some new radio equipment, and the things that's happening with George right now will stop happening. And everything that happened to me to start the show tonight. We do have a special guest, so to speak, in the program tonight, a progressive radio network from based in the Pacific Northwest, PDX Progressive Radio, tuning in tonight, checking out our program, hoping that we can begin to work together as well and joining the family. We hope. So hopefully they will enjoy everything that they are hearing tonight as well. So a special welcome to PDX Progressive Radio in Oregon and throughout the Pacific Northwest. Let's get to our stories. Randall kind of giving it away a little bit in the chat. I will get to your comments and questions here in a little bit. We can learn a lot from other countries. That has been a theme of my program from the very beginning. That we can learn an awful lot. I think one of the most patriotic things that you can do is to criticize your own country. That you love your nation so much that you want it to be the best that it can be. Jefferson himself said that the Constitution should be a living document, that on a regular basis it should be revisited and rewritten. That's why the amendment process to the Constitution was built into the Constitution so it can be changed and updated and, no pun intended, amended. I also think we can learn from other countries by not making the same mistakes that they make. We can also learn from them by doing the things that they do right. We could learn a lot from Western Europe. We could learn a lot from the countries that are consistently the happiest, with the healthiest populations, the most educated populations, the most equally economic populations, the most economically successful, the most welcoming to businesses, but yet the most well regulated and protective of small businesses and individuals and consumers. Iceland, of course, being the only nation on earth that jailed bankers after the great banking caused crash of 2007-2008, the Great Recession. Most of Western Europe, of course, having its governments, really all of its governmental systems, destroyed by World War II, took the New Deal, America's solution to the Republican Great Depression, and implemented it as their own economic systems as they rebuilt themselves after World War II. And we, of course, having strayed completely away from the New Deal with the onset and implementation of trickle-down economics, of Reaganism, of oligarchy, of fascism. We could learn a lot from Western Europe. Certainly they learned a lot from us. China learned a lot from us. The great economies of Asia learned a lot from us. And one of those great economies had a near coup today. It's a big, bloody story. It shouldn't be, but it is. Well, actually, I got that backward too. It's not as big a story in the United States as it should be. It should be a damn big story. It's not as big a story as it should be. And I think that this story provides a window as to what could happen here. And in a way, on January 6, 2021, it already did, but it could be so much worse. And today, in South Korea, it was worse. I take you to the Associated Press in a story that continues to be updated. I am going to butcher these names. I'm telling you that right now. I'm going to butcher these names. Where's my phone stand? I should have got my phone stand before I started. There it is. I'm going to butcher a lot of these names, folks. I'm just not good with these pronunciations. I try my best. I'm pretty good with the French ones and even the German ones. But I'm not so sure I'm going to be great with these. But I take you to the Associated Press from earlier today, from the World News section. It continues to be the very top story when you open the app. South Korea's opposition party urges Yoon to resign or face impeachment over martial law decree. Story is written by Hyung Jin Kim and Kim Tong Hyung. It's updated 8:16 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, -5. So that would have been, oh goodness, 5. Two more, 3 p.m., 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Dateline Seoul, South Korea. And again, let me be completely clear. I did not write this. These are not my words. This is the Associated Press. Hyungjin Kim and Kim Tong-hyung. The Associated Press from earlier today. South Korea's main opposition party on Wednesday urged President Yoon Suk-yeol to resign immediately or face impeachment hours after Yoon ended short-lived martial law that prompted troops to encircle parliament before lawmakers voted to lift it. Tuesday night, Yoon abruptly imposed the emergency martial law, vowing to eliminate, quote, anti-state forces after he struggled to push forward his agenda in the opposition-dominated parliament. But his martial law was effective for only about 6 hours, as the National Assembly voted to overrule the president. The declaration was formally lifted around 4:30 a.m. during a cabinet meeting. The liberal opposition Democratic Party, which holds a majority in the 300-seat parliament, said Wednesday that its lawmakers decided to call on Yoon to quit immediately or they would take steps to impeach him. Quote, President Yoon Suk-yeol's martial law declaration was a clear violation of the Constitution. It didn't abide by any requirements to declare it, the Democratic Party said in a statement. Quote, his martial law declaration was originally invalid and a grave violation of the Constitution. It was a grave act of rebellion and provides perfect grounds for his impeachment. A little bit of background on this president in South Korea. Yoon Suk-yeol, Yoon Sukyeol. He is known outside of Korea, South Korea, as the Trump of South Korea. He was elected in the last presidential cycle, much to the surprise of outside observers and internal observers inside South Korea. He was elected, according to the reporting that I've been able to find, as always, with everything that I ever tell you, I stand perfectly ready to be corrected, because I'm not perfect by any means, God knows. That he was elected without a majority of the popular vote, but he did win the majority of the vote. Well, he won the most votes. He did not win a majority of the vote. Trump won the most votes on November 5th. He did not win a majority of the votes. He won about 48.5% of the vote. Ms. Harris only won about 47.3%, I think it was. So there was only about a 1.5 difference. It was 48.9, 48.8 to 47.5, something along those lines. So President Yoon, same thing. He was not expected to win, but did. Questions about whether he was actually trying to win or whether he was just running to make money. He is an extremely hard right candidate. As soon as he took office, he immediately began to attack immigrants. He pushed big tax cuts for rich people and for big corporations. He began to immediately attack the news media as enemies of the people. Any of this sound familiar? He actually began to foment violence against the news media that they were enemies of the people, and that they should be held to account. And oh, wouldn't it be a shame if something terrible happened to them? Wink, wink, wink. Any of this sound familiar? He talked about how justice departments and law enforcement officials and departments within South Korea should attack the media, should investigate the media. Any of this sound familiar? And as the real truth behind his quote-unquote agenda, if you could call it that, began to come to light, his popularity, if he really had any first place, began to fall off. Because people began to actually realize what he was about. And so how do you stay in power? Well, plus, he didn't have the parliament. In the same way that Trump lost Congress, here, 2 years into his first regime, and I suspect he very well might 2 years into his second regime, if we have elections, one way he could consolidate power would be to declare martial law. I suspect if the martial law declaration would have held, he would have dissolved Parliament. In the same way that I suspect Trump, if he is able to invalidate or not hold congressional elections in 2 years, will simply dissolve Congress. And remember, he has Supreme Court immunity. President Yoon does not have court-granted immunity in South Korea. This is a window. This is a warning. This is a portal to what can happen here. Not what will happen here, because our futures are not predetermined. We still make choices. But we should treat this as a window to what could happen here. The Trump of South Korea openly violated the Constitution, tried to dissolve a branch of government, tried to use the South Korean military, lied to his population about the media, about immigrants, and about the infiltration of his country by North Korea. None of which was true. All in an attempt to stay in power. I don't know who the first person was to say it. Randall is a student of history. He may very well know. I can't Google it while I'm on the air because, as you know, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. I'll never be able to find it and still be able to talk to you. Absolute power does corrupt, absolutely. And I think we're beginning to find that absolute wealth corrupts. Absolutely. You know, when you're worth about $270 billion, like Mr. Musk, basic human morals tend to fall by the wayside. They tend to sort of drift away. What a shame. What a shame. I think it goes back to the question that I have asked you all a million times before. Are we no better than this? Are we no better than this? Are we not better than this? So, this is a real. What happened today in South Korea? Then again, if you're in South Korea, it's yesterday. Is really should be a warning to us here. It really, really should be. It should be a warning to us. And Mike said something that's really, really, really prescient, really, really smart. I didn't read all of it. The difference between what Trump could do here, what happened in South Korea, well, given the time change yesterday, is that we have so many more guns here. South Korean people don't have guns the way we do here. And he has the Supreme Court's immunity decision. President Yoon in South Korea does not have that decision. He also has, South Koreans also have Democratic, and I'm not making that up, by the way. Their left-leaning party in South Korea is also called the Democratic Party. It just worked out that way. I'm not making that up. It just happens to be called that. Their Democratic Party is in a hell of a lot better position than my Democratic Party here in the United States. So there's that too. The one thing I think that might be the same is that it seems as if South Korean troops, under the command of President Yoon, who is also the commander-in-chief in South Korea, as Trump would be here in the United States, didn't exactly fight to the extent to which they were ordered. I would have to wonder how that would happen here. Oh, PDX is here. Welcome, PDX. I hope you absolutely love the program, and I hope that we can work together. Gary's back. Welcome, Gary. Mike is here. Donna is here. Randall is here. I don't know who else is here. I've been very, very poor at your Nate. Nathan's here, which is awesome. Gambit is here. I've been very, very poor at your comments. I'm so very sorry. We had terrible technical problems to start. As you can see, George is no longer here because I think his computer finally crapped out. That's a technical term, by the way, in computing, crapped out. So anyway, sorry. Hey, look, really, really interesting thing for PDX to learn here about our program is our budget. We don't have one. I have lost more money in this program than I can really count, and probably a lot more than I want to admit. I know that Randall wants to call in. Randall, I gotta tell you, I think somebody's on after us. So I don't know. I don't know, mate. I think somebody's on after us. I don't know if George is still listening, so I need to find out if somebody's on after us. I'm happy to run over a little bit, because I'm exhausted. But I think somebody might be on after us. I will try to text George right now. Anyone? on at space 9 p.m. So anyway, I think this is a big story. Truly, truly, I do. I think it's a big, big, big story. Americans are not very good always at foreign affairs, foreign policy stories. We are xenophobic by nature. We tend to look inward first. And that's not always a bad thing. We don't travel outside of our country the way Europeans do. Actually, really, the way some other parts of the globe do. But this is one time where foreign affairs needs to be paid attention to. This really could provide us a look at what could be happening here. And it's something that we should be learning from. It should be a warning. It's a bit of a yellow alert. I wouldn't say it's red alert quite yet, but it's a yellow alert. Star Trek reference there. I wouldn't exactly say we're at battle stations, but we're close. We're at alert status, and we should be learning from it. There is one other story I wanted to get to, and that is Trump's potential appointment of Kash Patel to head the FBI. Look, Kash Patel is one of the he's one of those guys who he's powerfully unqualified to lead the FBI. Let's also remember that the term to head the FBI is 10 years. Trump appointed Christopher Wray in 2017, which means he should be there until 2027, if he should decide on his own not to step aside. He has shown no inclination to do that. So he would have to be fired, which, by the way, Trump has the right to do. He has every right to do that. Patel is a person who has essentially no qualifications whatsoever to head the FBI. Now, he has held a low-level position in the national security apparatus. His only qualification, it would seem, thus far, is his complete and unfettered loyalty to Trump. His willingness to say and do anything Trump desires, requires, or demands that Patel do. He's also done a pretty darn good job of cashing in, no pun intended. He's written books, he's done podcasts, he's sold Trump crap. I don't know what the cussing policy is on PDX. I'm going to not do it because I do usually use the S word occasionally. He's sold, let's use an ancient Gaelic word, shall we? Let's use an ancient Irish word. He has sold Trump's Chinese shite. He has promised Trump to prosecute the prosecutors and investigate the investigators. He has promised to investigate the Democrats. He's also someone that former FBI and national security folks, pundits, to be fair, on MSNBC, CNN, and many other outlets have said would never pass a security background check. Trump, of course, late last week, demanding that his appointees be given a much lighter and faster background check, not as thorough as other administrations in the past. You see why what happened in South Korea today should be a window, should be a warning. 267-227-9189. See me sticking my tongue out because my brain's going faster than my mouth. Told you, not that smart. I'm better than any of you. 267-227-9189. 267-22. I almost did it again. 267-227-9189. 267-227-9189. 267-227-9189. We'll jam in a call or two quick. 8:55. I gotta be honest, I don't 100% know if somebody's on right after us. We'll bleed a little over into the 9 o'clock hour unless I get yelled at. I don't think anyone's on after us. I will try to figure that out very quickly. But the phone line is open, 267-227-9189. If you want to call in, do it quickly. If no one does, then we will sign off at 9. So those are really the two big stories I wanted to get to quickly tonight. There's just one other story that I wanted to get to because we are in the Christmas season. There it is. So I won't get to it, apparently. So go ahead, Randall. Have at it, my friend. Get to it quick.
Yeah, I know. I wish you knew somebody's coming afterwards because you started.
I'm going to work on that, darn it. Don't yell at me. Don't beat me up. Man, I'm old.
I'm yelling at you. Everybody always, when I raise my voice, then I'm yelling at them. I'm not yelling at them. But anyway, yes, I have a son-in-law that's Korean American. And I'm obviously, I love him and his mother and his grandfather, and that's how they got over here. His grandfather actually served in the U.S. Army in the Korean War.
Yes, there is somebody on after me. So we got 3 minutes.
Not the South Korean Army. That's how the whole family got here.
Right. Because
The grandfather served in the U.S. Army. Anyway, yeah, we were talking today, and it's crazy what this right-wing president has done there. A lot of retired, like his mother and grandfather. Not that they want to do it, but others have their age. They're long retired. You know, they have their Social Security. They have, maybe pensions, 401k. They moved back to Korea. They're Korean American citizens, but they moved back to Korea because they retired. They want to be near their culture. And they are treated as foreigners in South Korea. It's all part of this right-wing party in South Korea. We don't want any immigrants. We don't want any foreigners, including Korean American citizen foreigners, moving back here to our country. And you got to remember, I think it was 2007, up until then, Korea didn't have a democracy. It's only been in this century. The democracy has really happened in South Korea. And so I'll let you go, man, because you only got a few minutes. Be safe.
Yeah, my fault there a little bit. Getting a little lost in the topic, but I mean, this is a big. It's a damn big story, and I really do think it should be. I really do honestly believe in my heart that it should be a warning. It should be something that we should be paying attention to, and it there are obvious differences that Mike was actually kind enough and smart enough to point out in the chat, and he's right. We don't have the proliferation of guns in South Korea that we have here. The courts have not been bought off the way they have here. But it still, I think, provides us a warning shot. It's something that we need to pay attention to, and it's a damn big story. And when you see the cast of Misfits, the clown car that is, pulled up to the Capitol and to the White House to be unloaded, it is, like a VW Beetle, and the clowns just keep coming out and coming out and coming out. Elect a clown, expect a circus. And it should be a warning to all of us. And I think by June of next year, I think it could be that soon, we're going to know how bad it can get. And
yeah,
buckle up, folks. Buckle up.
Yeah, well, but you know what? There was a big difference in South Korea versus what's going to happen here after January 20th.
We shall see. It's going to take us to
Yeah.
stand up. That's for sure.
There's
I gotta
a big difference.
I gotta sign out.
The leader of the right wing party that put the president in office, when he came out and said, "I'm against you for declaring martial law," that was it. That's when the South Korean president backed off. It wasn't majority opposition in the parliament. It wasn't the people in the streets. It's when the leader of the right-wing party that the president is part of came out and said, "I don't support this." That will never happen in America when the shit hits the fan in 2025.
Right.
Hey, I'll let you go. God bless. Good night.
All right. Now, we signed off at GCPR. Hurricane Girls has begun on GCPR.live. GhostClawProductionsRadio.live. GCPR.live. And all of the video outlets for GCPR. Go to our website, GCPR. You can listen to them right now. It's where you can find the schedule. Mike was smart enough to go find the schedule. You saw me probably leave the screen when Randall's call started. That was me grabbing my iPad so I could check the schedule and make sure that I knew what was coming on after me. Two quick stories I'm going to get to since we're running over, but we're running over just on the video outlets, not on the radio side. Hurricane Girls has started on the radio side. At night, at least where we are in the Lehigh Valley, where you are around the world, the sky will be different to you. But where we are in the Lehigh Valley, at dusk and at early darkness, pretty low on the horizon, you will see a very bright point of light. It is quite large. You will notice that it does not twinkle like a regular star. It's because it's not a star. It is the planet Venus. Why is that significant? Other than just being cool and being neat. It's significant because there are some astronomers that believe the Christmas star was actually the planet Venus. Some believe it was a comet, although most of the biblical texts and stories will tell you that there was no tail of the star, which comets in Earth's orbit would have a tail because of the solar winds of the sun. So there are some astronomers that believe it was the planet Venus. So as we approach Christmas, here comes Venus. I think that's kind of cool. So if you're in the Northeast, and when you go outside, as it begins to get dark, there's only two things in the sky that would be bright enough for you to see. The moon, which happens to be a really cool crescent right now, and Venus. Just something cool for you to look at when you go out. One other quick thing. Today is the ending of December 3rd. 1 month from tonight, it's after 9 o'clock. 1 month from tonight, we will be wrapping up the rehearsal dinner for our wedding. Tomorrow is December 4th. 1 month from tomorrow, Kristen and I will be married. 1 month. Wow. So she's got 1 month left. 1 month left to come to her senses. Stay tuned. Let's see if she does. I tell her all the time, you can run away anytime you want. You still got time. Your parents will still have you. So you can run anytime you want. That's our show for tonight. Hopefully George will be back with us on Thursday. We return to you Thursday night from 8 p.m. Tonight on GCPR, Hurricane Girls is already underway. Conversations with T. Nathan from 11 p.m. Thomas returns tomorrow morning with the sound of coffee. We return to you Thursday evening from 8 p.m. Sunday. I don't know what the heck is going to happen on Sunday yet because I have a Democratic meeting I'm supposed to be at either online or in person. I don't have a clue what's going to happen Sunday yet. It might be a very short show if I can do the meeting online. We may only be with you for an hour. But we'll cross that bridge as we get deeper into the week. We return on Thursday. Us, TKE Tonight. We return on Thursday the 5th from 8 p.m. Hurricane Girls is on GCPR right now. Conversations with T. Nathan from 11. Thomas tomorrow morning from 8. We are back on Thursday, and we are back on Sunday. So we'll see you then. For everybody at GCPR, for everybody at TKE, we'll see you on Thursday. Thanks for hanging in with us for a couple extra minutes. Thanks for PDX for being here. And please check out the GoFundMe at That Other Side of Information on Facebook. We think we know exactly what we need, and we think it's infinitely less expensive than we were originally planning on. So please read it. Please check it out. If you can help us, that would be really awesome. So for everybody at TKE Tonight, thanks. We've done about all the damage we can do for one night. Have a great night. We'll see you again on Thursday. Hurricane Girls, T. Nathan, Thomas in the morning. We'll see you Thursday. Take care of yourselves and each other.